Hey everybody, it's Angie and welcome to Hot and Flashy. In today's video, I'm going to do a tutorial for this look with the Vampy Red lip. This is an iconic look that I wore in a video last Friday, my faves and fails. Most of this makeup was in my faves, so it's all things that I've really been gravitating towards this month and absolutely love. This look features, of course, the red lip, which is a combination of a new lip pencil and a new liquid lipstick that I got, and these two are so great together. Even though the colors don't match exactly, you put it on, it's perfect. It lasts all day. You don't have to worry about it. It's not getting into your lip wrinkles. It's not getting on your teeth, and you don't have to touch it up. So you do it once, you're done for the day. And then the eyeshadow is a really subtle, beautiful eye look that I did using the new Too Faced Natural Matte palette. This is the new neutral palette. It's a re-release of the Too Faced Natural Mattes, and I just love this one so much better than the original, which I had and I liked, but I really never used that much. But this one is perfect for this kind of a look where you want the lips to really be the focal point and you just want a nice, subtle, neutral eyeshadow look. It's a really easy makeup look to wear, and it's a really easy makeup look to create. So let's get started with the tutorial. As usual, I already have my sunscreen on. This is a combination of the Australian Gold Face Tinted SPF 50 mixed with a couple of pumps of the Hydropeptide SPF 50. It gives me the perfect base for my foundation. It's smoothing and it's not overly drying. So the foundation that I'm going to use is the Chanel Perfection Lumiere Velvet. I tend to usually put this on with my fingers, but in my faves and fails video I had mentioned a brush that I'm loving these days, and that is from this kit of Morphe brushes. This is the 502 kit, and it has this really nice flat top kabuki. I'm actually going to be using a lot of brushes from this kit today. So let's give it a try with this Chanel, because a lot of people had questions about how it applies the Chanel foundation. The Chanel goes on best, I find, with the fingers, but this brush, it does a nice job on it. I find that it works best if I stipple it rather than dragging it. So that's how I'm going to apply. But since today's look, the makeup is supposed to be really natural and really subtle, I feel like the brush gives a little bit lighter coverage than you would get with the fingers. So it's not my favorite. I do like this brush a lot more with other foundations than with this one. It's giving me nice natural coverage. Next, I usually put on my eyeshadow primer to give that a chance to set up while I do the rest of my face makeup. Today I'm using the CoverGirl Lid Lockup Primer. And this has a nice doe foot applicator, so I just take a little bit of that on each lid. I just pat that on and tap it in. All right, next up is under eye concealer. I'm using a combination of Lancome Effacerne, this is like my holy grail under eye concealer, with the new YSL Touche Éclat Radiance Concealer. And I find that the mixture of these is perfect under eye concealer that doesn't crease. So I just take a tiny little blob of this out on the back of my hand, and then this has a brush, so you got to click that up a few times to get it going. Gonna prime. Whoa! Put a drop of that, and I use this little Sephora Precision lip brush to mix that together. And I just do the tiniest little bit right at the inner corner where I have darkness, so depending on how much discoloration you have underneath your eyes, you'll need more or less. So I pretty much just do it like that. Then I take my finger and tap it and drag it across, so that I'm actually applying very little concealer to the outside of my eye where most of my wrinkles are, because I don't want to have a heavy, cakey buildup of makeup out there. So I want to keep most of it at the inner corner. And I just go back into kind of the dark side of my eye bag and tap that in. Repeat on the other side. I'm going to set that with my It Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Loose Powder. I just put a little bit of it in the cap, pick that up with my brush, tap it off in there so that I have hardly any left on the brush, and then I just press it into the under eye concealer to set it. Then I'm also going to set my T-zone, so I just press a little powder right up here between my eyebrows. I set my cheeks, the fronts, because this is very disguising on the pores, so it helps to minimize the look of my pores. So I put that on before I put on blush so that it smooths that area, so my blush and highlighter don't accentuate my enlarged pores there. And then I put a little bit down here, kind of to the sides of my chin where I have some wrinkles and what I call Ripley skin. Then I get all the excess powder out of the brush and I go over all those areas again, wiping away any excess powder. For the blush, bronzer, and highlight, I got everything from one spot. This is the Urban Decay Sin palette. I really love this guy, especially for doing nice subtle look because the colors in here are nice and subtle. So I'm going to use Score for the blush today. I'm going to use Paranoid for the bronzer, and I'm going to use Sin for our highlighter. I've got the 3 brushes out of this kit, angled one for the blush, big puffy one for the bronzer, and the fan brush for the highlighter. Just gonna pounce that in there to pick up a little bit of blush on the brush, tap it off, start back by my hairline on the cheekbone and just tap that forward to about halfway to the front of my cheek. I don't really want to put it on the apple of my cheek, because that tends to be kind of a problem area as we get older. So it's better to leave that without any blush because you don't want blush accentuating all your tear troughs and wrinkles and things in there. So just a very subtle blush today. You don't want a lot of different colors going on because of course that red lip is going to be the star of the show today. Then going in with the bronzer and the bigger brush, and I just put a little bit of that on my forehead. This is just going to be like a quick, not a true contouring, just a little bit of extra color to the face. And then for the highlight, the fan brush. And for the highlighter, I put that high on my cheekbone, starting back here by the hairline, and bring it forward in a straight line. And then when I get to the front of my cheek where I didn't put the blush, then I put some highlighter on there. And that gives me like an instant cheek lift with the highlighter. You can add a little extra to tip of your nose, above the eyebrows, center of your chin if you like. Okay, so now the face is done. I'm just going to set it with the Wet n Wild setting mist. I just drenched myself. Okay, let that dry. Okay, now we're ready for the eyeshadow using the Too Faced New Natural Matte Palette. First I'm going to use an IT Cosmetics 112 brush, and I'm going to use the top row in the palette. So I'm just going to start right here with Heaven and just apply that to the lower eyelid from the crease down from the inner corner to the outer corner. And if you want, you can do a little eyebrow highlight with whatever's left on the brush. Then using the IT Cosmetics 105 crease brush and going into the middle color here called Less is More. And I'm just going to start at the outer corner doing a diagonal line from the crease down to the eyelashes, bringing it across the crease from the outer corner to the inner corner. And this is supposed to be a really subtle eyeshadow look that you're really not supposed to look like you're wearing that much eyeshadow. So it's really a matter of just digging this neutral color deep into the crease and bringing it about halfway across the eyelid, but leaving the inner corner light and bright. I'm going to use my Beauty Junkies Pro Tapered Blending Brush to just blend that out a little bit. Then I'm going to use this tiny Sigma E36 brush and the darkest color, which is called Sexpert. And I'm just going to darken up the outer corner right at the lash line. I'm not going to bring it up into the crease. And then back to the Beauty Junkies Pro Tapered Blending Brush. And that's all there is to the eyeshadow. Then we're done with that. For the eyeliner, I used my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in Mushroom to tight line beneath my upper lashes. And I'm going to do the tiniest bit at the outer third of the lower lashes. And just use my fingers to blend that across and drag it up a little bit. And for the lower lash line, I'm going to use my Sephora Contour Eye Pencil 12-Hour Wear Waterproof in Blonde Ambition. And I'm just going to put that at the lower waterline and put a little bit of that at the inner corner. Next is a coat of mascara. I'm using Estee Lauder's Sumptuous Knockout Mascara. Still can't find my eyelash curler. If you want to curl your eyelashes, go ahead and do that now. Alright, next thing we're going to do is the eyebrows. I'm using the CoverGirl Brow Pomade, and this is in 720. The brush is right here in the cap, so you just pull that out, twist this off, just dip the brush in to pick up a little bit. So I just start here with the flat side of the brush and just brush that on through my eyebrow hairs. I don't want to start all the way out at the outer edge because I don't want too big of a concentration out there. And then if you want the perfect Insta brow, you can draw a straight line right up there and then connect it across. And then go in with the non-flat side, shape the upper edge and the tail. This is a really nice color for a brow pomade for a blonde. Most of them are too dark or too warm for me. Then I take a regular spoolie, work that in. And this is a nice pomade because it keeps my brows in place really well. All right, now the rest of the face is done. Let's move on to the star of the show, which is the red lippy. I have 3 products that I need to make this work. The first one is the NYX Wonder Pencil. This one is in medium. It comes in shades, and what I do with this is I line the outside of my lips. It's because I have some bleeding of my lip color here at the corners, and I have some like irregularities here at the bottom because of sun damage. So I just clean up my lip line and make it nice and straight and even, and I also fill in any wrinkles that I have, which will keep the red from running in there. So this goes on the outside. And even the medium on that is slightly lighter than my skin tone, so I just take a nice clean Q-tip and blend out the top edge. As you know, I don't want a little white mustache there. For the lip liner, I'm using the Pat McGrath Labs Permagel Ultra Lip Pencil in the shade Major. Now we're going to fill in the whole lip. And then this is where you want to make your lip line perfect before you put on a liquid lipstick. So you're just going to work back and forth with your lip liner and your Wonder Pencil until you get your lip line, your outer line, just perfect. Now I'm going to use the Stila Stay All Day Sheer Liquid Lipstick in Sheer Beso. This is the time that we absolutely love our 15x mirror, so go ahead and get your nice 10x, 15x mirror so that you can see what you're doing. Don't look too closely at the rest of your face though. The goal is to get that on there perfectly to start, and then once it's dry and set, this will last for hours. You won't have to touch it, it won't be on your teeth. It will be a lovely look that lasts all day. And so now the tutorial is complete. And I love this makeup look with a simple black and white outfit like this. I'll insert a picture of this little jumpsuit. This is awesome. I picked it up at Urban Outfitters. And I just love black and white with the red lip and the really simple eye makeup. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. As always, I thank you so much for your time and really appreciate your watching. So have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.